session is go where love loves you back. And so many times we look at love in a very romantic way, and that's not necessarily it. It can be a part of it, but you should have a love and a passion for the things that you're doing in life. You should have a thrill and a drive that, through the easy times, the boring times, the hard times, that you still get what you need from it. So as you are setting this goal or these goals for Go Get It July, I want you to think, where can you go where love will love you back? So if you want to put that in romance, put that in romance. If you want to put that towards your goals, put that towards your goals. It's your world, baby. I just live in it, okay? Do whatever it is that you need to do. But really gonna go in, do some aligning, bring up anything that comes during this time, and then we're really going to, starting like maybe like next week, really jump into it. We really about to get some shit done. So if you're new to the community, welcome. This is your nightly self-care routine, self-healing. I am someone who individually is very spiritual. Everything we do here, it's not religious. You feel free to have any belief that you want to, and feel free to have kind of the foundation to change. My background is I am an energy healing practitioner. My formal training is I studied religious studies. I have a degree in religious studies, and my family, specifically my grandmother, so if you read the description, she is the kind of the main person who kind of showed me everything. It was my first teacher. So now I get to do the fun stuff of sharing this with others. And even though this feels very mystical, metaphysical, esoteric, what I try to explain is it's also very interconnected. It can be about magic, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's the mind. I say that like the mind is the magic, and I don't mean like you're tricking yourself into believing something, but I think that, as we experience things that we feel like are like mystical and esoteric, I personally just think it is a part of the physical ability to do things that maybe science just hasn't caught up and we're just waiting for it. And that's everything that could be outside, but I think more important, the things on the inside. So if you want to change your life, you want to transform, you want to take something to the next level, you want to bring some peace into your life, you want to bring confidence into your life, it starts with mastering this first. And that lays the foundation for everything else. Okay, so hopefully I didn't like lay it on too thick. I'm just saying be yourself, okay? And I'm gonna tell you right now, I change. I'm gonna keep changing too. Hello, use this opportunity to change your mentality when it comes to looking at mindfulness, esoteric experiences, esoteric mindfulness. And I want to give you the autonomy and the freedom to create whatever life you want, or create any understanding to learn and to change and to grow and to, do all of these things. This is a safe space for you. So it doesn't have to look a certain part. It doesn't have to, mirror something. It doesn't have to do anything except support you. So whatever you need, take. And what you don't, baby, just let it go. Like, don't even worry about it. What's for you, baby, is for you. And so I want you to go where love loves you back. So we're going to work today on channeling that energy so that you can be aware and you can be receptive to that, because sometimes it's hard to see, and it might be in certain areas of life too. And then I always like to do like little life lessons too, but let's jump on it. Also, if you really like my vibe and would like additional support, and again, sometimes it's mystical, sometimes it's just self-care, sometimes it's mindfulness, head on over to the Patreon community where we are this inner circle of collectiveness. And so that is support there too. So let's go ahead and get started with the prayer. I'm still reading it because it's still new. And yeah, so because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay. May I touch you? Okay. Just an inhale and an exhale. Just letting some stuff go. Okay, you ready? Okay. Dear Mother, Father, God, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to the highest intentions and validate information from our highest self only. Please release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I Am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. I'm really starting to love that. Okay. So, relaxed in this moment with yourself. Just allowing this kind of cool energy to just flow over you, okay? And just bringing it down, bringing it down, bringing it down. Because I want you to be in a calm state. Because I don't want any resistance as you go in and do that inner work. So today we work together, but it's up to you. I mean, you are the magic of consistency in order to break whatever cycle you might be in. Okay, so as we are working here and we are going inside, what I want you to do is just have a memory of something that brings a smile to you, or it could just be something that you like. Bringing that in and exhaling. Having that moment and exhaling. Just releasing and exhaling. Give yourself the freedom to do whatever you need to do. There's no right or wrong way of doing or the summation of like the closest people to you. So if those are the case, you are vibrating at an energetic level of those around you. You're probably attracting that, or you're used to that, or whatever. So first of all, you want to put yourself in, surround yourself by people who are vibrating at the level you want to. Or if you can't do that, you have to be the person who vibrates higher, and you have to require the people around you to vibrate at that frequency. And sometimes it's difficult stuff. Letting things go, letting things move on, changing your own mentality, changing your emotional and mental reactions. Because I've met quite a few people who is on the journey, want to get there, but they still have the same mental, emotional reactions to situations that were built in toxic environments and not in a higher vibrational experience. So that could be like the type of paranoia where you think just because someone wasn't able to do something with you today that they secretly don't like you, when it's like, baby, life is busy. You know how it is. When people cancel on me, I be like, swoosh, I'm going back to sleep. You know, there's nothing, and I love people, but ain't nothing like a good, minute to yourself. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink life. I've said it before. I want you to enjoy every moment, because yes, my desire and my goal is to live a very, very long life, but I don't want to look back and feel like I had my head down for 20 years trying to busy myself and not live life. I'm trying to enjoy life while I'm young, baby. I'm trying to be out in these streets while I'm young. I'm not trying to then release my inhibitions when I'm older, though. If you're here, whenever you're here, that is the right time to be here. If you happen to be younger, listen to what I'm saying. Enjoy life now. Don't feel like you gotta live up to other people's expectations when you're creating these goals, okay? Don't feel like you have to shape yourself in a vision of something that is not you. Just be you, unapologetically. When I say I live my life, I live my life. A lot of people don't really understand, when I meet people out, they don't really understand what I do or how I do it. And this is what I tell people. I just pursue what makes me happy, and that's it, and it works out for me, okay? And that's just, what I'm trying to bring into this space and give to you. So let's do some more breaths. I hope that as I've been speaking, you have been kind of filling yourself up, or just kind of going through your Rolodex of, okay, so what can bring me happiness in life? And even for me, I'm always thinking, well, what's the next level? What's the next level? Because I got a whole life to live, baby. It's gonna take me a long time to get to where I'm going, you know what I'm saying? So what's the next level? And I really enjoy that as I'm facilitating this space, I can also share with you my own individual growth. Hello, hello. And all of that. Also the amount of freedom you would like to have. Because freedom doesn't always mean you have to work for yourself. I try to explain to people that the solution isn't always you gotta have your own thing and do it. You can work in something, work with others, but just to have a different type of relationship. Like maybe you work for a company and the leadership treats you like that you are really valuable, pays you what you're